All right, guys. So, welcome to our second meeting of our class in HTML. And this time, guys, I will be discussing the lesson 2 HTML basic tags. Okay, so this is our lesson for today. Okay, and if you still remember last week, guys, I've discussed the introduction to HTML and flowchart. And in the introduction to HTML, I told you guys that what we're going to use in our HTML lessons, we're going to use Notepad, okay? So during this discussion, as I discussed, I will discuss here what are the different basic tags that you can use in HTML. So I will show it to you here in this Google slide, and I will also do some examples. Okay, so I want you to follow my example, okay? When I'm showing you the example using Notepad, I want you guys to also open your Notepad so that you can do what I'm doing and you will learn it more and you will understand it better if you are doing it yourself as well, okay? So when I open my Notepad, guys, I want you to open my Notepad as well because I want you to follow what I'm doing, okay? All right. So let's start now, guys, our lesson in HTML, okay? So basic tags. So let me just present my screen, okay? So here, we are going to discuss the basic tags of HTML, okay? So let's proceed. So the very first basic tag that you have to understand is the heading, okay? So what is heading? So any document starts with a heading, okay? So this is the very first tag that I will discuss with you. So you can use different sizes for your headings, okay? You can make your heading small, big, medium, okay? But here in HTML, guys, we have 6 levels of headings, okay? And we use the elements H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, okay? So these are the 6 levels of headings that you can use in HTML. And as I told you last time, right? I told you last time that in HTML we have opening tag and closing tags, right? So as you can see here, guys, on the Google slide in your screen, so this H1 up to H6, these are all opening tags, okay? So later, as I showed you an example, as I show you the example for this heading tags, I will show you the closing tag for this H1 up to H6, okay? So while displaying any heading, browser, so any browser, in my case, I will use Google Chrome, okay? So the Google Chrome or the browser adds one line before and one line after that heading. So meaning, if you use H1, okay, or H2 or H3 or any of these headings tags, if you use it, the browser will automatically add one line space before and one line after that heading. So meaning if you use the heading, for example, the heading is like a simple text, one line. So on the top of that, there will be a space, and below that line, there will also a space. Okay, it automatically add those spaces. Okay, one line before and one line after. All right. So now, guys, let's do the example. Okay, I'm going to show you example of HTML program that shows heading tags. Okay, so here is the example program. Okay, so as you can see, we have the HTML opening tag. The closing tag of HTML is here as well, right? So I want you to open your notepad, guys. We will do this example. All right, so you can see here, this is heading 1, right? This is heading 2, this is heading 3, up to this is heading 6, right? So I want you guys to open your notepad so you can type notepad on the search bar of your computer and then select notepad, okay? And here, in selecting notepad, we will do the example of headings, okay? The H1 to H6. I will show you the difference among those 6, all right? So the first thing that we have to do always starts with HTML, opening tag of HTML, okay? And then the closing tag, you have to write it as well. So closing tag of HTML is like this. You just have to add slash, okay, to make it closing tag. All right, if you already have the opening tag and the closing tag of HTML, the next thing that you have to do is you can add the body, okay? So let's make it like this. Okay, body. So this is the opening tag of body, and you can now add the closing tag of body like this, okay? And inside the body, what can we put inside the body? We can put here the title, okay? The title of our HTML file or the title of our web page. So let's say I'll put here the opening tag of title first and the closing tag of title. Okay? Again, guys, remember, if you use opening tag, make sure that you type the closing tag as well so that you don't forget to put the closing tag. Okay? So now, guys, let's say the title of this is heading example. Okay? Like this. So we already have okay, so let's change this. This is not head, body, okay? It's supposed to be head. Sorry, okay, my bad. So this should be head. All right, so it always starts with the head first, and then after the head we will now use the body. Okay, we will add the body. So opening tag of body and then the closing tag of body like this. Okay, so inside the head we will put the title, which is heading example, okay? And in the body, this is where we are going to put the H1 up to H6, okay? I will show you guys the difference between H1 up to H6, okay? So first, let's use the tag for H1 or heading 1. And then let's say, first we put the opening tag, so let's close it with the closing tag H1. Okay, and the text that we want to display, let's say this is heading 1 like this. Okay, so since we are going to I'm going to show you 6 levels of heading, so I'll just copy this, okay, so that I don't need to type it one by one. Okay, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so I'll just have to change it. So instead of H1, I'll make it 2, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, I will do the same here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And do the same here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Alright. So in this example that I made, guys, you can see here that this is the line for H1. Opening tag, we have H1. Closing tag, we have slash H1. And this, inside the opening and closing tag, this one, this is the text that will appear in your web page. Okay? So since I've already completed the HTML program here, so let me save it. So as I told you and I taught you already, guys, how to save HTML file, right? So I will show you. I will show it again, guys. So if you want to save it into an HTML file, go to File, and then Save As, and then this will open, right? So you can just think of the name of your file. Let's say I will make it heading. Okay, and then once you think of the heading, you can just save it as an HTML HTML file by adding .html like this, okay? So if you already have this, let's say I will save it here in HTML lesson, okay? So HTML, you already have the name, heading, and then the ending extension of the file should be .html so that it will become an HTML file, okay? So let's change it to all files, okay? And then save, okay? So after you save it, so let's say we want to open it if it's really working. So let's go to File Explorer and I save it here in HTML lesson. And I named it heading, right? So as you can see, it's here, okay? Heading. So I will double click this to open it in Google Chrome. So double click and here you go, okay? As you can see, guys, it's here, right? This is heading 1. So this is the H1. So let me make it like this, okay? And this one. Okay, make it smaller so that you can see. All right. So here, guys, as you can see here, on the right side, this is the HTML program. And on the left side, this is the output. This is the Google Chrome output, okay? And inside the body, you can see here, you use H1. And inside the H1, you put this is heading 1. And if you can see on the output, we have this is heading 1, okay? So this just means that H1, the heading 1 is the biggest font size, okay? And the heading 6 or H6, this is the smallest size of heading, okay? So this is heading tags, guys, okay? H1 to H6. So the difference among them is their sizes, okay? Heading 1 being the biggest and heading 6 as the smallest, okay? So that is heading tags, okay, guys? So now let's proceed with our Google slide presentation, okay? I want you guys to do that as well in your computer, okay? So follow what I'm doing so that you can understand it better. All right, so I discussed this already. So the output of this is like this. So the same output that I showed you. All right, so that is heading tags, guys. So the next basic tag that I'm going to show you guys is paragraph tag, okay? From the name itself, paragraph. If you want to add paragraph in your web page, you're going to use the paragraph tag, okay? And this is the tag that we are going to use. Just letter P, okay? Letter P for paragraph, okay? So the P tag offers a way to structure your text into different paragraphs. So each paragraph of text should go in between an opening tag of P and closing tag of P, okay? So here, I'm going to show you guys the example of paragraph tag, okay? So here is the example. So we have the head and inside the body, okay? You can see here. Remember guys, the heading tag and the paragraph tag can only be used inside the body, okay? That's why as you can see in this example, the P tag here is inside the body, okay? So let's try this example, guys. So let me make it like this, okay? All right. So this is our program earlier, right? So I will not delete this, okay? So that you can put it here. So I'll just put here the letter P below H6, okay? So let's try the paragraph tag now, guys. So the tag for paragraph again is letter P. This is the opening tag, okay? And then add the closing tag slash P. Okay, and inside, just put here the text or the paragraph that you want to be displayed in your web page. So let's say this is, let's say just make it first paragraph, okay? Like this, okay? And then we can just copy this, and then let's say we want to add second paragraph, and this one will be third paragraph, okay? So below the heading tags, guys, of H1 to H6, I add the letter P tag, okay? So let's save this, go to file, okay, and then save, okay? So after you save, you can go to your Google Chrome output, and then if you want to see the changes, just click on refresh, okay? So click this, reload this page. So after you reload, you can see here the output, right? After this is heading 6, we have first paragraph, second paragraph, third paragraph, okay? So that is how you add paragraph in your web page, okay guys? You just have to use the P tag, okay? P tag for paragraph tag, okay? So this is the example. And then the output of paragraph tag is like this, okay? Here is first paragraph of text, second paragraph, and third paragraph, okay? So far guys, if you have any questions, let me know on the Google meeting, okay? Type your questions if you have, okay? All right. So now let's go and move on guys to the line break tag, okay? So line break tag. Line break tag, whenever you use BR, okay? So BR guys is the tag that we are going to use for line break. Okay, BR means break, okay? So if we use BR, anything following it starts from the next line, okay? So basically guys, this line break tag is just like when you're typing in Google Docs and then you press enter, the cursor will move on to the next line, right? So meaning BR is just like enter on Google Docs. It will make your text move to the next line, okay? So that's BR. So it's just like enter, okay? To put space, and then your next text will be displayed on the next line, okay? So this tag is an example of an empty element. So this is an empty element. It's just used to like enter so that there's a space. So you don't need opening and closing tag in BR, okay? Because you don't need to put anything inside or between them. So you just put the BR tag, open, this is the sign of less than, and then BR, and then greater than, okay? So the BR tag has space between the characters BR and the forward slash, okay? So BR space forward slash, okay? So if you omit this space or if you do not use the space, older browsers will have trouble reading the line break, okay? While if you miss forward slash character and just use BR, it is not valid in XHTML, okay? So here guys, I have an example of BR, okay? So this is example, hello, you delivered your assignment on time, okay? And as you can see, BR is inside the paragraph. As you can see here guys, opening tag of paragraph, and this is the closing tag of paragraph, and then I just put here BR, alright? Or line break. So meaning after hello, this you delivered your assignment on time will be below hello, just like this, alright? So let's try this example guys. So let's make it like this again. All right. Okay. And inside the body, okay, we will use here another paragraph. Okay. So here we will say P, opening tag, and then closing tag of P. Okay, slash P. Okay, let's say we put here hello, and then make it like this. Hello. Let's say, okay, make it like this. Hello. Make it like my name. My name is Justine. All right. Let's say I teach computer, and then I live. Say I live in Bangkok. Okay. Let's say like this, right, guys? So I just put here, hello, my name is Justin. I teach computer. I live in Bangkok, and it's inside paragraph, right? So if I save this, go to file and save, and look at the output here, refresh, you can see that it will be displayed like this. Hello, my name is Justin. I teach computer. I live in Bangkok. Okay? So what's gonna happen if you use BR in this paragraph? So let's say we want to put my name is Justin below hello, and then I teach computer below, and I live in Bangkok below as well. So you just have to add here, okay, let's say add here BR like this, okay, at the end of hello, and then at the end of Justin, just use open and closing tag, and inside BR, and here I teach computer, just put here BR, okay, or line break, okay. So using this line break, guys, I will show you what's gonna happen if we put BR. So you will see here that it's just like enter. Okay, so save the file and then refresh. Okay, so as you can see now, the output becomes like this. Hello, and then my name is Justine, and then I teach computer. I live in Bangkok. So it's just like BR is just like enter. Okay, so type number 1, guys, if you understand BR on Google Meeting. Okay, I want to see if you understand. So type number 1 if you understand it. Okay. So that is BR tag, guys. So now let's proceed. Okay, this is the example, and the output is like this. Okay, just like I showed you. All right. So now, guys, we have the next tag, which is centering content. Okay, so you can use center tag to put any content in the center of the page. So this center tag is used to put your content, your text, your paragraph at the center of your web page. Okay, from the name itself, center. Okay, so this is the example of center tag. Okay, you can see inside the body. So we just put center, opening tag, and then closing tag of center, and we put this text. Okay, this text is in the center. Well, this text is not in the center, right? You will see here the difference if we put paragraph inside center and if we do not put paragraph in the center. So let's try this, guys. I'm going to show you what's gonna happen when we use center tag. Okay, so let's proceed like this. All right, so let's put here the P first. Okay, paragraph tag, and then the closing tag P. Okay, and inside we put here, this is not in the center. Okay, like this. Okay, and then next line, we are going to use here center. Okay, opening tag center, then closing tag center. Okay, like this. And inside, we will put here paragraph tag, which is P. Okay, and then closing tag of P. Okay, then inside we will put here, this is in the center. Okay, you will now see here, guys, the difference if we do not put the P tag and if we put it inside opening tag of center and closing tag of center. All right, so let's go to file and save this, and then let's go to the output and refresh this. So as you can see here, the P tag, the paragraph that we put, this is not in the center. It's not in the center, and the paragraph that we put inside the center tag is in the center. Okay? So that is how you use the center tag, guys. Okay? So that's the center tag. We use opening tag center and closing tag center. And everything that we put inside will be displayed in the center or in the middle. Okay? So this is the example output. Okay? And then guys, horizontal lines. So horizontal lines is if you want to add a horizontal line in your web page. Okay? So this is used to visually break up sections of a document. Okay? And the horizontal line tag is HR. Okay? From the name horizontal, we use HR. Okay? So this is like BR, but what HR can do is it will add a line, a horizontal line. Okay? So for example, you want to give a line between two paragraphs. Okay, here is an example. You just have to add HR, okay, in the middle of the paragraph or inside the body. So let's try this example, guys. Okay, so let's make it smaller again. Okay, so this is the HTML program that we've created so far. So let's say we want to add line on the heading, add line on the paragraph, and add line on the BR, and add line on the center. So what we're going to do is we just have to put the tag HR. So let's say we want to put here or separate this line with HR. So just put here HR or horizontal line. And then let's say we want to put here as well HR to separate them because these are different examples. And then this one, we will also add here HR to have a line. And then here as well after the center. Okay, we use HR to put a horizontal line on our web page. Okay, so just save the file, guys. Save to see what's gonna happen. After you save, go to your Google Chrome, the file that you open, and then refresh. And as you can see, guys, our web page now has a horizontal line and it separates all the discussion or the examples. See, this is the example for heading. This is the example for paragraph. This is the example for line break. This is the example for center, right? So as you can see here, we use HR to put this line, okay? So that is the HR tag, guys, or the horizontal line tag, okay? It's very easy, right? You just have to remember the tag name, okay? HR for horizontal line. Okay, this is the output example, okay? So horizontal line warning. So again, HR tag is an example of empty element. So you do not need opening or closing tag, okay? And the same warning with the BR. So if you forgot to use the space here, okay, of HR space / okay, there will be an error. But this time, guys, in all our lessons here, since we are using Notepad only. So you can just use HR, okay? Just type HR. You don't need like this, okay? You don't need to add forward slash. Just use HR. And for BR, just use BR as well, okay? All right, so let's proceed, guys. All right. So next, so preserve formatting, okay? So preserve formatting, from the name itself, preserve. So it will preserve the format, okay? So let's say you want your text to follow the exact format that you format of how you write it in the HTML document. Okay, let's say you want it to do not change the format how you write it in the HTML document. So in this case, we will use the pre tag, okay, or pre, okay, pre. Okay, so in pre tag or preserve tag, we have opening tag and closing tag, okay? And all the format that you will put inside the pre will be displayed the same in your output, okay? So I have here an example, okay? Let's say this one, function. You want to display function like this on a program, like programming, okay? If you will not use pre, this function, alert, this text here inside will just be displayed in one line, okay? But let's say you want it to be displayed like this. So if you want it to be displayed like this, you will use pre or preserve tag, okay? And let's see, the output of this will be like this, the same on how you type it here in the program. On the output, it will be the same, okay? So that is preserve formatting, okay? Next is non-breaking spaces, okay? So if you don't want the browser to break the text, you will use NBSP, okay? Ampersand NBSP, okay, instead of normal space. So meaning here, it will not change the spacings of your text. So let's say here, for example, when coding 12 angry men in a paragraph, you should use something similar to the following code, like this one. Okay. Okay, so in this example, guys, inside the body, we use letter P tag. So an example of this technique appears in the movie 12 Angry Men. Let's say you don't want to change the spacing, okay, of these of 12 Angry Men. So you will put ampersand NBSP and then semicolon between them, okay? So it's just like a space, okay? But this will not delete the space. It will not break the space. That's why it's called non-breaking spaces. So if we run that program, the output will be just like this one. The 12 angry men will have spacings between them, okay? Between 12 and angry, and between angry and men. There will be space because we use ampersand and BSP in the between them, okay? So that is the non-breaking spaces. All right. So now, guys, we've reached the end of our Google slide, and now it's time for you to try the program or the tags that I've discussed, okay? So as I told you earlier, guys, I want you to do this as well, right? The examples that I've shown you. So for those who also do this, I want you to take the screenshot of how you followed my discussion and attach it in the Google Classroom, and I will give you additional points, okay? So now, guys, since the time has come for you to try, this means that I will now discuss your activity, okay? But before I discuss the activity, guys, I want to ask you if you have any questions about the HTML basic tags that I discussed, okay? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, turn on your microphone or leave your message on the chat box on this Google meeting and I will answer your question. Okay? All right. So if you don't have any questions, we will now proceed, guys, on your activity. Okay? I will now discuss here the activity that you're going to do today. Okay? So let's go back to our Google Classroom and you will see in your Google Classroom that I have attached this file, activity 2.1 HTML basic tags. So let's open this. All right. And after you click that, so this Google Docs file will open your activity. So let me just make it bigger. Okay. So here, guys, in your activity, it's an individual activity. So you have to put your name or your nickname, your class, and then your number. Okay. So here is the instruction. So what you're going to do here in this activity, guys, is that I want you to create a web page that displays your information. Okay. Your profile information. So you have to use Notepad on this, just like the examples that I've showed you. Okay. So the name of your file, the Notepad that you created, it should be saved as myprofile.html. Okay. Myprofile.html and save it. Okay. And then once you're finished with the program, attach your file in the Google assignment today. And this is what you are going to do, guys. This is the example, okay? So your output should be like this, okay? You will use the H1 or H2 or H3 or H6. These are the headings, okay? You will use all the things here that I've discussed with you guys to create this Google or to create this web page that's about your information. So in this example, the title is, you can see here, my profile information, Justine, okay? And at the center, the heading of my web page, it says Justine's profile information, and this is in the center, okay? So in your case, so let's say your nickname is Ploy. So it should not be Justine here, but you should change it into your nickname. So let's say your nickname is Ploy. So it should be Ploy's profile information. And then after this, we have information here. So this is another heading. So it just says information. And then under information, you just have to provide your first name and your last name, okay? So this is, in my case, I provided here my first name and my last name, okay? And then after that, you have to put an HR or a horizontal line. So to create horizontal line, we use HR, right? And then after that, another information about your family, okay? So the family information is, let's say about your father, you have to display father's name, mother's name, and then how many sisters and brothers do you have. So let's say I only have one sister. So I just put the name of my sister here. So in your case, if you have two brothers and two sisters, so I want you to put all their names, okay, in the family information. And then for the education, so for the education part, I just want you to put your school name, the school name that you are studying now. So let's say I'm studying now in Bangkok University. So I put here Bangkok University. And then I put here my previous school. So this is the name of my school before the school that I'm attending now. So in your case, your school now is Matthayom School. And then your previous school is the last school that you attended. Okay, so that is for education. And then after that, add another horizontal line, so HR. And then the last part is a question. Okay, the question is, it should be in the center. And the question is, what do you want to be in the future? Okay, and I want you to write your answer below the question. Okay, just like this one. Okay, and I want you to write your own answer. What do you want to be in the future? Okay, and then after that, when you finish everything and then you run your program and the output is just like this. Okay, if the output is just like this, then that means that you are finished. And then if you are finished, I want you to take a screenshot of your output. Okay, take a screenshot just like this and paste your screenshot here on the empty box below that says add the screenshot of your work here. So put your screenshot here. Then after that, save your HTML file and attach your HTML file on the Google Classroom that I posted. So this just means that you have to put the screenshot of your output and then the HTML file will be attached in the Google Classroom. Okay? So that is your activity for today, guys. If you don't understand it, let me know in the chat box or turn on your microphone if you have any questions. Okay? So now, guys, it's time for you to do the work. Okay? So you have the remaining time, all the remaining time to finish the work. Okay? And if you need any help doing the activity, or if you have any questions about the lesson about basic tags of HTML, just turn on your microphone or leave a chat on the chat box on the Google meeting and I will help you. Okay? So that's it, guys. You can start doing it now. Okay? Good luck, guys.